something about a proposed federation merger between Lewisham College and Parklands College. Just to read out this. What we're planning is a beneficial federation between Lewisham College and Parklands. This is driven by Parklands being a college similar to our own, but in not quite such a good position. They've asked us for some support around improving their systems and improving their learner experience and success rates. They are showing signs of being on an upward trend, but they are having some ongoing staff issues, including, quite importantly, their principal being about to retire. They come to us and asked us if we could help them, or if we could get into an arrangement with them to support them in their improvement programme. And we're suggesting to them that we would like to do a federation between them, driven by analysis of what's going on, to maximise revenue streams between us in this area, to improve their learner outcomes, and also to offer us the opportunity to spread our wings a little bit, possibly with their learners as well, to pool resources and to come to an arrangement which we view as being a flexible and progressive agreement, which will allow for us to develop with them, develop curriculum and it's fantastic timing, supporting responsive curriculum across the area, across the whole area, between our two colleges, to drive up local economies and employment opportunities for everyone in the area. I'd like to hand over now to context. Okay. What we're hoping to do is to identify some of the issues that they have at their college, which we think that we can help them improve. They're having some specific problems in areas where retention is falling off. They've had some problems around some of the courses they're running which they cut because of competition from other areas. Our plan is to identify where that other provision is taking place, to look at anywhere that we can take up the slack, to look at areas which they need no longer exploit and develop, so that we can maximise their offer and turn it into something which is definitely going to work for them, both in terms of their recruitment, in terms of their delivery, and in terms of the fact that they're solid in their success and retention. We're hoping to do this by a certain amount of collaboration between them on a fairly loose basis. We're a little concerned around, when I say loose, I mean unobtrusive. We're concerned about the current situation with staff morale. They have a lot of temporary staff in there at the moment. They're about to lose their principal, as I've already mentioned. And we're concerned that with the college, Lewisham College we don't want to go in there too heavily because we're concerned about staff feeling that they're being undermined. They're already on an upward trajectory and we're sensitive to that, and we want to continue to nurture that and develop it at the same time as exploring new possibilities which might emerge as we build a relationship.
Okay, so we looked at the strengths of Parklands at the moment. 80% graded grades 1 to 2 in teaching. They have got improving success on their long programmes and improving retention attendance. Their weaknesses, however, are that they've got quite low demand and they've had about a 33% drop in recruitment across all ages. We've identified that as they've got quite an unresponsive curriculum offer, that there's a decline in the success of their short courses, and there's a considerable staff turnover, including the temporary senior management team that are in place. We've looked at their therefore making this recommendation. Did you want to tell this, Tanya?
Okay, so this is just to summarise the recommendations. It is that we're looking at a federation to begin with between the two organisations, resulting in the stability or bringing the stability of the Lewisham College senior management team to Parklands, to support a curriculum review, and that will be at Parklands, and redesign it based on market need and competitor analysis, because we think that at the moment there is some indication in the data that there are strong competitors around Parklands. We want to share best practice and we want to look at sharing support services.
Okay, I'd like to actually start with risks. Our concern around the risks is there could be low morale across Lewisham College and or Parklands if the partnership is seen to be something that is worrying for staff of both institutions. There's always concerns around mergers or federations or any kind of partnership, and we'd be keen to allay that. So for us, that's a possible risk. We're also concerned that Lewisham College's resources, which currently are doing very well, are stretched beyond capacity by trying to take on something which is difficult, which is why we're proposing the federation model, because we think it gives us a chance to put our toe in the water and see if we want to get into the whole thing, or just pull our toe out again. There may be some resistance from partner staff due to the departing principal, and it may be that they feel they're better off on their own and they can find their own way out. Thank you very much. So we're obviously concerned about that. There may be some issues around loss of stakeholders. Those who are already interested in working with us may not be too sure about us partnering with a college that isn't doing so well. Also, the risk is also potential cuts and redundancies. We would be wary that there are some issues around where there's very good provision at Parklands and how that might possibly impact where we're sharing practice. But coming back to the benefits, we think there's a strong federated partnership. This could be competitive, and we could have the potential to be an outstanding provider. In the area, we think it'll be increased revenue through shared resources and funding streams, particularly sharing resources. We think we'll cut a lot of top-end administrative work, which I think will benefit both of us. It'll mean that we can spend more of the resources available on teaching. We think that would help us then to plough that into the main purpose of both colleges, which is to raise success rates and attract funding. Flexible approach to the merger allows a scope for development. As I just indicated, we could do it slowly, and if we're all happy with it, we can move forward. If we find that it's not working, we can withdraw or reshape, perhaps remodel. Increased partnerships with local authorities and employers would be an option because we'd have more influence in the borough, in the area. The Lewisham College brand, we think, would raise the profile of Parklands, which we think is a plus for them. If we can make it successful, it would only widen that brand. And finally, we think that if it's successful, the successful federation could lead to a full partnership with Lewisham College as a senior partner, driving a substantial part of the provision in the area.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.